8 texts you should never send to a guy. Hello ladies, today I'm going to give you some examples of messages that you should never send a guy, unless you want to scare him away for good. Hey, we're all good people with good intentions. The problem is that such good intentions might get lost in translation by words and cause you to come out negatively, or, in a way, that does not clearly reflect who you are as a person. Then, all of a sudden, a guy who appeared really into you starts behaving cold and distant, as if he's losing interest. What's going on? I'm going to reveal the biggest man-repelling text messages, so make sure you watch all the way through to the end. So here are 8 texts you should never send to a guy. 1. Do you really love me? You should never send a text like this since it comes to seeming needy and desperate. Men do want their space from time to time, and they hate being forced to say things. If he loves you, he will tell you when he is ready, and he will most likely not do it by text. 2. Long paragraphs. Men don't need to know every little detail about your day. Maybe you talk like that to your girlfriends, but it's a little much for men. They want an overview, not the specifics. Save the essays for class assignments, or simply talk about what you want to convey in person. He doesn't need to know your every activity, and this is a fantastic opportunity to create a little mystery by not texting him everything. Instead of telling him about your whole weekend outing with your friends, just tell him you're going out with the girls. Straightforward and to the point. A little mystery is enjoyable. It makes you appear like someone who has something going on, and he's going to be more fascinated by what you get up to all the time in your life when he's not there. The next time you find yourself questioning, should I message him? Ask yourself why you want to message him. If you're just texting for the sake of texting, put the phone down and find something else to do or someone else to talk to. Additionally, consider how much you're talking against how much he's saying. Are your texts to him big blocks of text, while he responds with a phrase or two? If that's the case, it's time to slow down and allow him space to talk. Let him participate in the discussion on an equal basis. 3. The never let you go text. This one isn't about romantic text like, I love you so much. I'm never going to let you go. This one means just not letting the texting conversation die. Rather, allowing it to end organically rather than dragging it on and on and on. The bottom line is that men don't want to text all day. In reality, most men hate texting in the first place and only do it because they have to. If he's at work and you don't stop texting, it quickly becomes an annoyance to him. He can't switch back and forth as quickly and efficiently as you can. That being said, it's fine to let a conversation end naturally. I assure you that he is not waiting by the phone for any form of dialogue closure. He won't think it's strange if you don't follow up with anything else to talk about. Remember how I said earlier that it's important to allow some space for mystery and intrigue? It won't happen if you keep blowing up his phone. It's better to leave him wanting more of you than having had enough of you. It's also crucial to give him room to make an attempt and come to you. Therefore, don't feel obligated to be in charge of keeping the conversation going. 4. Rapid-fire messaging. Don't send one word per message. This specific texting mistake is a negative habit that you must overcome, regardless of who you are sending these texts to. Nobody wants to feel their phone vibrate or, worse, hear it ring 20 times in a row at work, all with messages from the same person. For the most part, it's not attractive, intelligent, or funny, unless it's a had-to-be-there thing. The easiest fix is to send him one message in a paragraph. That way, you limit the possibility of him throwing his phone at the wall in a fit of rage and blaming you for the shattered screen. 5. Why aren't you answering texts? So you message him, he doesn't respond for a few hours, and you follow up with, "Are you there? Why aren't you responding? Hello?" I don't believe I need to explain how fast this descends into a desperate, insane area, which is not a good look. It is not something we desire. You should try not to take it personally. It might be anything as simple as a guy being busy or something happening at work. Let it be if you don't hear from him. Concentrate on anything else and avoid using your phone or looking at the clock. Now is not the moment to panic text because you're worried. Did I scare him away? Should I text him to make sure he's still alive? If you haven't heard from them in a day or two, write something courteous and casual with no mention of the lack of messaging or conversation. And if there is still no word, simply let it go. You don't have to text him to remind him of your existence. If he likes you, trust me, they'll find a way to contact you. 6. Passive-aggressive texts. This happens when you're angry with him and instead of telling him, you send him hints via text in the hopes that he'll pick up on them and then make some grand effort to apologize. If I could put large flashing lights on what not to text a guy, this would be on the top of the list. You offer him a K or OK, or even worse, you add a period at the end of your one-word phrase to convey that you're unhappy, and he best figure out what upset you with no clues or direction, as well as how to solve it, or you won't be pleased. Instead, he misses your hints, and you become even angrier, making the situation even worse than it was. If you're unhappy, simply tell him in clear and straightforward words what's bothering you. Even better, don't text him and instead make an in-person or phone call with him. You'll both feel much better speaking in this manner, and you'll get the better result you want. 7. I have no life texts. So, around 12 in the afternoon on Friday, you send a text wondering what your partner is up to for the weekend. It's already early evening, and instead of getting ready to go out with the girls, you're sitting on the sofa, your gaze fixed on the screen. Eventually, you have had enough and text, "Are you going to message me back?" Can you hear the clingy, needy tone in those words? You can bet he will. These texts give the impression that you prioritize him and that your life comes second to him. That's exactly what's happening in the previous example. A high-value woman will not sit around waiting for a man to react to her SMS. She's not even thinking about it because she's already at the bar with her friends, lost in her own thoughts. She's exactly where she should be. 8. The stalker text. We all have access to every piece of information and social media that a person posts on the internet in this digital age. You can usually find out what someone is up to quite fast through their social media accounts. But I highly suggest not bringing any of this up unless a guy tells you exactly what he's doing. You'll appear like a psycho stalker if you search through his Instagram and bring up his beach trip without him first mentioning it to you. No, if you have concerns or wish to learn more about anything, do it in person and in a non-accusatory manner. Well, there you have it, 8 texts you should never send to a guy. I hope this video has given you a better understanding of the sorts of texts that appeal to men and those that put them off. Thank you so much for watching.